What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique, aka Unique Mazique, the hardest working man in sports and gaming. We got another Ask Mazique for you today, and this time our question comes from F Your Feelings Be. Okay, oh well, I don't personally feel like that, but TA does. Okay, he asked, first and foremost, if you want to be down, if you want to, every time I say that, I want to sing Brandy. I want to be down. Never mind. Anyway, if you want to be down, you want to send in your question at Unique Mazique, hashtag Ask Mazique, we can get it done. All right, so he says, where will D Rose end up next year? Will he be a starter? Can he be an all-star? Okay, so my first instinct for that is that I think that if Tom Thibodeau is back with the Minnesota Timberwolves next year, I believe that that's where D Rose will be. I believe Rose loves playing for Thibodeau. He's had the best years of his career with Thibodeau, both in Minnesota and obviously in Chicago, MVP seasons where my Bulls had the best record in the NBA. Yeah, if I sound like I'm a little hurt and still a little, I don't like to talk about it. But anyway, yeah, I do think that wherever Tibbs is, if it's possible for Rose to stay there, that's where Rose will be. You know what I think is an interesting potential spot for Rose? Now, you guys listen to this, right? I think that with the Boston Celtics, that is, and I've never been a Celtics fan, right? Never. Like, some years I don't hate them, but I never. Okay, the one year I rooted for the Boston Celtics was the last year I was actually a Kevin Garnett fan. Kevin Garnett turned into be like he went from like my favorite player to like my least favorite player. Just, I can go into it another time, but not right now. But the year that he got his championship with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce or whatever, I wanted the Celtics to win that year because I still liked Kevin Garnett and I wanted him to get a ring. So there was that, right? So I still like, so I'm not trying to be like a homer, like, oh, I want the Celtics to get this guy because he's my favorite player and get this guy here. It's not that. I just feel like the Celtics might be a good spot for Derrick because Derrick, I think at this point in his career, I think he is best coming off the bench. Just instant offense kind of guy. He can spot start here or there, but mostly an instant offense kind of guy. He can be on the floor at the end of the games. You know, whatever's going on, he can do that, right? And I think backing up Kyrie and even being on the floor with Kyrie at certain times during the game, I think that is ideal for him and for Kyrie because Kyrie hasn't proven to be all that durable himself, right? So to me, you want to kind of limit some of Kyrie's minutes during the regular season when you can. And if you have another point guard who can get buckets and who can put pressure on a defense the way Rose can, especially the way Rose has this year for the Timberwolves, I think that's a nice little 1-2 thing. I think he's obviously more consistent than what we've seen from Terry Rozier this year. And who knows, Terry Rozier may not even be back with the Celtics next season. Kyrie might not be back, which is another reason why I think potentially signing Derrick Rose makes some sense because you have a bit of a cushion and you have a bit of a safety net for if Kyrie were to bolt. And we're still talking about, obviously, if you look at what Derrick Rose is doing this season, we're still talking about a high quality player, especially if he continues to stay healthy, which is what he's done so far this season. But for anybody who's not quite up to speed about the year that my boy D Rose is having, he's averaging 18.5 a game, 4.5 assists, 3 rebounds. He is shooting an insane 47% from three-point range, one of the highest three-point percentages in the league. And if you're wondering how many threes he's shooting 3.3 threes a game, which is the most threes he shot since the 14-15 season when he took 5.3 a game for the Bulls. And, oh, by the way, that year with the Bulls, he was like his first full season really back from his injuries, his knee injuries. He shot only 28% from three-point range that year and 40% from the field. Derrick's shooting 49% from the field this year, 47% from three-point range. Man, averaging 18.5 points a game in 29.4 minutes. He's only started 6 games this year. I think he has to be one of the top candidates for 6-man. You'll obviously get some talk from Harold and with the Clippers, depending on how many games he ends up starting. And then you also obviously have Julius Randle with the Pelicans. But I don't know, man. Rose has been phenomenal off the bench. I would like to see him stay in that capacity. You could make the argument he should be starting over Jeff Teague, even though Teague has played well here and there too with the Timberwolves. But like I said, I think if I had to predict where Rose is going to go, if Tibbs is in the league, that's probably where he's going to want to be. I got another thing for you. I had another one for you. Check this out. Rose to the Warriors. Now, at first, I could always hear Rose like, no way in the world. I'm not going to the Warriors because Rose is a competitor, right? And he might be like, nah. But you know what? The situation there might be too good for him not to go. And there's a little bit of a Tibbs connection there too, because one of Tibbs' prize assistants, right, Ron Adams. It was actually a big issue because Tibbs wanted Ron Adams to stay on the staff. For whatever reason, there was a fallout between Ron Adams and the Bulls front office, and the Bulls fired Ron Adams. And that was the beginning of the deterioration of the Garpax front office and Tom Thibodeau before they let him go. But Rose and Ron Adams are pretty close. They were cool, very cool during the time that Rose and Adams were on the same team. Ron Adams is an assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors right now. Now, he's 71 years old, so we don't know how long he's going to coach. But he's an assistant coach with the Warriors. The Warriors, think about it. You got Rose backing up Steph Curry? Yeah, it's pretty, that's something. And then for Rose, think about it from Rose's standpoint. I think, and we talked about this on At Me Bro, and I think I had a separate video about it. We talked about Rose's Hall of Fame credentials, right? I said that I was 100% sure that if Rose won a 6-man, and if he played a significant role for a championship team, if you group that with his MVP, and the youngest MVP ever, his Rookie of the Year, and the statistics that he's had, when he's been healthy, I think you could make an argument that Rose is a Hall of Famer. I think you could do that. I mean, I think it's kind of tough because he had one season that was really good. He had 2 seasons at an elite level, and then he got hurt in season 4. He was a 3-time All-Star. Didn't play at all and then the 2012-13 season. Came back, only played 10 games in the 13-14 season, only averaged 16 in a game. Then the season after that, he averaged 17.7. Season after that, 16.4. Season after that, 18. Okay? Then in the 17-18 season, he bounced around. It was a terrible season overall. That was last year, and it was just a lot going on. But now he's back, and he's put up 18.5 a game. If he wins the 6-man this year, is able to string more, like maybe 3 to 4 more really solid years together, and gets a championship, I think it really, really drastically increases his chances of making the Hall of Fame. So I think that where he chooses to go next could play a huge role in that. So obviously, you guys know. If you don't know, you should know. I'm a humongous Derrick Rose fan. He's my favorite player in the NBA. He's pretty much like my favorite player ever, honestly. Yes, I am a Chicagoan. I grew up watching Michael Jordan, and I love Mike for sure. But there's just something different about Derrick. It's the Chicago thing. It's the South Side of Chicago thing. It's where I'm from. I grew up like 10 minutes away from where he grew up. Much older than him. Well, yeah, pretty good amount older than him. But still, there's a connection there. There's a Chicago South Side connection there. And I would love to see him make the Hall of Fame. I would love to see him just have a great career, great healthy career from this point on. And but if history tells us anything, Rose is going to want to stay with Tibbs. And who could blame him? Like I said, he's had his best seasons ever playing for this particular coach. They get along. He understands the way Tibbs is. Tibbs' way, which is not for every player, doesn't appear to put Rose off. So it is what it is, man. You know, I think I wouldn't be, you know, if he stays in Minnesota, man, stay in Minnesota. I think they still have the makings of something. Probably need to get rid of Andrew Wiggins and try to get some assets back for that. But between him and Cat, I think they got some things there. So I would love to see what could happen. But that's all I got for you guys today. Leave a like on the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Also, like I said, if you want to be involved, at Unique Mazique, hashtag Ask Mazique. As usual, God bless and peace.
Pocket, I'll be weak. I'm rather unique.